Canada, a land of immense forests and sprawling tundra, transforms into a world of white silence when winter arrives. The landscape stretches endlessly, blanketed in snow so deep it muffles every sound, and the pale sun barely rises above the horizon, casting long blue shadows across the frozen ground. For months on end, the land is locked in a deep freeze. Snow piles high on every surface, and the air is so frigid that even the faintest breath crystallizes instantly, drifting away as a ghostly mist. The wind, relentless and sharp, scours the open plains and forests, reshaping the landscape with every gust. Temperatures can plunge to an astonishing -40 degrees Celsius, and sometimes even lower. At these extremes, metal becomes brittle, water freezes solid in seconds, and the very air itself seems to burn exposed skin. It is a test of survival that only the most resilient can endure. In this frozen kingdom, every living creature faces a daily battle against the elements. The struggle for survival is constant, and the margin for error is razor-thin. Energy is the most precious resource. Every movement, every search for food must be calculated with precision. A single misstep, a wasted calorie, can mean the difference between life and death before the spring thaw returns. The boreal forests and Arctic plains, alive with activity in the brief summer, now seem deserted. The silence is profound, broken only by the distant call of a raven or the soft crunch of snow under cautious paws. Yet this stillness is an illusion. Life persists, hidden and ingenious. Tracks in the snow reveal secret journeys, and camouflage becomes a vital tool for both predator and prey. Over 200 species of mammals and nearly 500 species of birds remain, each equipped with specialized adaptations. Some, like the caribou, migrate vast distances to find food, while others, such as the snowy owl, rely on acute senses to hunt beneath the snow. Some animals escape the cold by entering a state of suspended animation. Bears hibernate in dens, their heart rates dropping to a fraction of normal. Arctic ground squirrels cool their bodies below freezing, while certain frogs survive encased in ice, their bodies protected by natural antifreeze. Others grow dense, insulating coats. The muskox sports a double layer of fur, trapping warmth close to the skin, while the ermine's white pelt offers both camouflage and protection from the cold. Many species depend on cooperation. Wolves hunt in packs, increasing their chances of a successful kill. Beavers remain active beneath the ice, relying on stored food and the warmth of their lodges, while small mammals huddle together for shared body heat. As the days shorten and darkness deepens, the environment becomes even more unforgiving. The sun's weak rays offer little warmth, and the aurora dances across the sky, illuminating a world locked in ice. Competition for food intensifies. Predators must hone their skills, listening for the faintest movement beneath the snow, while prey animals develop new strategies to avoid detection and conserve energy. The snow itself becomes both obstacle and refuge. Some animals, like the weasel, tunnel beneath the surface to hunt, while voles create intricate networks of tunnels, safe from the cold and most predators. Movement is perilous. Deep drifts and frozen rivers challenge even the strongest, and every journey is a calculated risk, weighed against the need for food and shelter. Every step is measured. Animals pause often, scanning for danger and conserving precious energy, knowing that a single mistake could be fatal in this unforgiving world. Only the most resilient and well-adapted survive. Bison face blizzards head-on, using their massive heads to sweep aside snow in search of grass, while ravens exploit every opportunity, scavenging and hunting with remarkable intelligence. From the towering moose browsing on twigs to the tiny chickadee flitting through the branches, each species has carved out a niche, mastering the art of survival in the coldest months. These animals are the true inhabitants of the frozen wilderness. Their endurance is legendary, their strategies a testament to the power of adaptation and the will to survive. Over thousands of years, evolution has shaped remarkable adaptations. Fur that changes color with the seasons, bodies that conserve heat, and behaviors that maximize every opportunity for survival. Some animals transform physically, growing new coats or storing fat, while others alter their behavior, migrating, foraging, or even changing their diets to match what the winter provides. To witness these survival strategies is to glimpse the ingenuity of nature. Every adaptation, every behavior is a response to the brutal cold, a delicate balance that allows life not just to endure, but to flourish, even in the harshest environments on Earth. Towering among the snow-laden forests and rugged mountains of Canada, the grizzly bear is a master of winter survival, perfectly adapted to endure the continent's most punishing cold. As the days shorten and temperatures drop, the grizzly's instincts sharpen. It scours the landscape for every possible calorie, overturning logs for insects, digging for roots, and stripping berries from thorny bushes. This is hyperphagia, a biological drive so intense that the bear may spend up to 20 hours a day eating, consuming everything from salmon to sedges, and even scavenging carrion when available. A single grizzly can devour up to 20,000 calories daily, focusing on high-fat foods like salmon and nuts, which are essential for building the thick fat reserves it needs to survive. By late autumn, the bear's body transforms. Its fur grows denser and oilier, providing waterproofing and insulation, while its body mass can increase by over a third, sometimes gaining 2 kilograms per day. When the first heavy snows arrive, the grizzly seeks out a den site, often a steep north-facing slope where snow accumulates deeply, providing natural insulation from the bitter cold. The bear may dig its own den, using powerful claws to carve out a chamber beneath tree roots or rocky outcrops, or it may expand an abandoned burrow or natural cave, always seeking a site safe from predators and avalanches. North-facing slopes are chosen for their stability and the way snow piles up, forming a thick insulating blanket that keeps the den's temperature remarkably stable, often just above freezing even as outside temperatures plummet. Inside, the bear lines its den with dry grass, leaves and moss, creating a soft, insulated bed that minimizes heat loss and moisture, crucial for months of uninterrupted rest. Here, the grizzly enters torpor, a unique state of dormancy distinct from true hibernation. Its body temperature drops only slightly, allowing the bear to awaken quickly if threatened, yet its metabolism slows dramatically. While the world outside is locked in silence and ice, the bear's heart rate plummets from around 50 beats per minute to as few as 8, and its breathing becomes slow and shallow. During this prolonged rest, the bear's body performs extraordinary feats. It does not eat, drink, urinate, or defecate for up to 7 months, relying entirely on its fat reserves for water and energy. Its kidneys and liver recycle waste products, converting toxic urea into usable proteins, which prevents muscle atrophy and allows the bear to emerge in spring with its strength largely intact. The bear's metabolism drops to a quarter of its normal rate, and its body temperature falls by only a few degrees, a delicate balance that conserves energy while maintaining the ability to respond to danger. Unlike smaller hibernators, the grizzly's torpor is flexible. It can rouse itself if disturbed by predators, flooding, or unseasonal warmth, then return to its dormant state. The bear's remarkable physiology allows it to preserve muscle and organ tissue, even as it loses up to half its body fat over the winter. As the months pass, the fat stores are gradually converted into water and energy, sustaining the bear through the harshest conditions when no food or liquid water is available. For pregnant females, winter brings an even greater challenge. While in torpor, they give birth to tiny blind cubs, each weighing less than half a kilogram, usually in January or February. The cubs are born helpless, relying entirely on the warmth of the den and their mother's rich fatty milk, which she produces by metabolizing her own fat reserves. As the weeks go by, the cubs grow quickly, their eyes opening and fur thickening, all while their mother remains in a state of torpor, conserving energy for the spring ahead. This extraordinary reproductive strategy ensures that the cubs are born into a safe, insulated environment, protected from predators and the deadly cold until they are strong enough to face the outside world. When the snow finally melts and the first rays of spring sun warm the land, the grizzly family emerges, lean but alive, ready to reclaim the wilderness and begin the cycle anew. In the farthest northern reaches of Canada, where the land is sculpted by relentless winds and the sun barely rises above the horizon in winter, the trees vanish, replaced by a vast, open tundra, a world of endless white, where survival demands extraordinary adaptation. Here, the Arctic fox emerges as a master of invisibility, a small yet formidable survivor perfectly attuned to its environment. As the seasons shift, this fox undergoes a remarkable transformation. Its summer coat, a blend of brown and grey, mirrors the tundra's rocks and sparse vegetation, but as winter descends, the fox's fur becomes a flawless white, rendering it nearly invisible against the snow, a living ghost on the frozen plain. This seasonal camouflage is not just for concealment, it is a vital tool for both predator and prey. The fox can stalk lemmings and birds undetected, while also evading larger hunters like snowy owls and wolves. The art of invisibility extends beyond color. The Arctic fox moves with calculated precision, keeping low to the ground, using snowdrifts and subtle terrain changes to break its outline and avoid casting shadows that might betray its presence. As the cold intensifies, the fox increases its body mass, storing fat beneath its skin. This not only insulates, but also provides a crucial energy reserve for the long, food-scarce months. Its fur is a marvel of evolution. A dense, velvety undercoat traps air, while long, water-repellent guard hairs shield against wind and ice crystals. The fox instinctively fluffs its coat, increasing insulation and minimizing heat loss, even as blizzards rage across the tundra. The outer guard hairs are specially adapted to repel snow and moisture, ensuring the fox remains dry and warm in the harshest conditions. So effective is this double-layered coat that the fox can sleep directly on the snow, undisturbed by temperatures plunging to -40 degrees Celsius. Every feature of the Arctic fox is engineered for survival. Its small, rounded ears reduce heat loss and are less prone to frostbite. Its short, compact snout further conserves warmth, a critical adaptation in the biting cold. Even the fox's paws are covered in thick fur, acting as natural snowshoes and providing traction on icy surfaces. These furry feet allow the fox to move lightly atop the snow, barely leaving a trace, and to silently approach prey. The Arctic fox's senses are finely tuned to its environment. Its hearing is so acute that it can detect the faintest movement of a lemming beneath half a meter of snow. It stands motionless, ears swiveling, pinpointing the exact location of its hidden prey. When the moment is right, the fox launches into the air, arching its body in a perfect arc. This hunting technique, known as mousing, is a blend of precision and power, allowing the fox to break through the snow and seize its quarry in a single, fluid motion. The fox's leap is so well-timed that it can catch prey it cannot even see, relying solely on sound and instinct. When prey is scarce, the Arctic fox adapts, trailing the tracks of polar bears to scavenge leftovers from their kills. This opportunistic behavior is risky, but it often means the difference between life and death. In the face of blizzards or extreme cold, the fox seeks refuge in its den, a sanctuary beneath the snow. These dens are intricate labyrinths with multiple entrances and chambers, providing shelter from predators and the elements. Some dens are so old they have sheltered generations of foxes. Inside, the fox curls into a tight ball, wrapping its bushy tail around its body and face, conserving every precious degree of warmth. During the harshest storms, it lowers its metabolic rate, entering a state of near hibernation, conserving energy until conditions improve. Through a combination of perfect camouflage, ingenious hunting strategies, and remarkable physiological adaptations. The Arctic fox endures and thrives, an elusive phantom perfectly sculpted by the frozen wilds it calls home. The moose, towering as the largest member of the deer family, is a true colossus of the boreal forest, uniquely engineered to survive the relentless Canadian winter. Standing over 2 meters at the shoulder and weighing up to 700 kilograms, its sheer mass is a formidable shield against the cold. The moose's large body has a low surface area to volume ratio, which slows the loss of body heat and helps it retain warmth even as temperatures plunge far below freezing. This immense size is complemented by a thick layer of subcutaneous fat, accumulated during the lush summer months. This fat not only insulates vital organs but also serves as an essential energy reserve, sustaining the moose through periods when food is scarce. The moose's long, muscular legs are perfectly adapted for deep snow, allowing it to stride effortlessly where smaller animals would flounder. Its joints are highly flexible, enabling high-stepping movements that minimize energy expenditure in challenging terrain. The moose's hooves are broad and can splay widely, acting as natural snowshoes. This adaptation distributes its weight over a larger area, preventing it from sinking into soft drifts and allowing for efficient movement across the frozen landscape. In the face of blizzards and biting winds, the moose stands as a living fortress. Its nostrils can close tightly to keep out snow, and its large, sensitive ears can rotate to detect predators even in howling storms. As autumn fades, the moose grows a dense winter coat. This coat is a marvel of natural engineering, providing both insulation and protection from the elements. The outer layer consists of long, hollow guard hairs which trap air and create a barrier against wind and moisture. Beneath, a thick, woolly undercoat hugs the skin, further reducing heat loss. The hollow structure of the guard hairs is a unique adaptation. Air trapped within these hairs acts as an exceptional insulator, preventing precious body heat from escaping into the frigid air. The moose's dark brown coat absorbs the faint warmth of the winter sun, maximizing heat gain during the brief daylight hours. So effective is this insulation that snow can accumulate on a moose's back without melting, a clear sign that almost no body heat escapes through its fur. As winter locks away its preferred aquatic plants beneath thick ice, the moose must adapt its diet to survive. It turns to the woody stems, twigs, and bark of trees such as willow, aspen, and birch, foods that are tough, fibrous, and low in nutrients. The moose's mouth is equipped with strong, prehensile lips and a powerful tongue, allowing it to strip bark and manipulate even the most stubborn branches. Its four-chambered stomach, similar to that of cattle, is highly specialized. Microbes within the rumen break down cellulose, enabling the moose to extract vital nutrients from otherwise indigestible plant material. The fermentation process in the stomach generates considerable internal heat, providing a crucial source of warmth during the coldest months. To further conserve energy, the moose adopts a slower, more deliberate pace in winter. It limits unnecessary movement and avoids deep snow whenever possible. The moose seeks out sheltered areas, dense conifer stands or thickets, where wind is reduced and snow is less deep. Here it spends long hours resting, lowering its metabolic rate to conserve precious calories. Although typically solitary, moose may occasionally form loose aggregations in winter, especially in areas with abundant food or well-trodden trails. By following each other's tracks, moose create compacted trails through the snow, reducing the energy cost of movement for all individuals in the group. Through a remarkable combination of physiological and behavioral adaptations, massive size, insulating fur, specialized diet, and energy-saving strategies, the moose endures the brutal Canadian winter, a living testament to nature's ingenuity. The grey wolf is a master of survival, and its greatest strength lies in the unity and intelligence of its pack. In the unforgiving Canadian winter, Where temperatures can plummet and food is scarce, the wolf's ability to adapt and strategize is nothing short of remarkable. Each hunt is a test of endurance and cooperation. The pack moves silently through the snow, often covering up to 50 kilometers in a single day. Their movements are calculated, conserving energy by traveling in single file, with the lead wolf breaking the trail and the others stepping precisely in its tracks. The wolves are built for these conditions. Their dense double-layered coats trap heat, allowing them to rest on open snow even in temperatures as low as -40 degrees Celsius. Their wide, padded paws act as natural snowshoes, distributing their weight and giving them traction on icy surfaces. The pack's hunting strategy is a blend of patience, communication, and tactical prowess. Wolves rely on their acute senses, keen eyesight, an extraordinary sense of smell and sharp hearing to locate prey, often detecting the faintest movement beneath the snow or the distant scent of a herd. Once prey is found, the pack's coordination becomes apparent. The alpha pair, experienced and decisive, lead the approach. Wolves communicate constantly through body language, subtle vocalizations, and even eye contact, ensuring every member knows their role. The haunting howl of a wolf is more than a call. It's a sophisticated tool for coordination. In the dense, cold air, these calls can travel nearly 10 kilometers, allowing the pack to regroup, signal a successful hunt, or warn rivals to keep their distance. When the moment to strike arrives, wolves employ a range of tactics. They may use the deep snow to their advantage, driving prey into drifts where movement is difficult. Some wolves distract and harry the target, while others circle to cut off escape routes. This teamwork allows them to bring down animals much larger than themselves, moose, elk, or deer prey that would be impossible for a lone wolf. After a successful hunt, the pack's social structure ensures that every member, from the dominant alphas to the youngest pups, receives nourishment. The hierarchy is respected, but cooperation is paramount. Each wolf's survival depends on the group. The timing of the wolf's life cycle is intricately linked to the seasons. Mating occurs in late winter, and after a gestation of about 2 months, pups are born as spring arrives. This ensures the most vulnerable members are welcomed when the weather is milder and prey is more abundant. The entire pack participates in raising the young, bringing food, teaching survival skills, and protecting them from threats. This deep social bond, combined with their intelligence and adaptability, makes the grey wolf one of the most formidable and successful predators of the frozen north, an enduring symbol of wild resilience and teamwork in the harshest of environments. The beaver, North America's largest rodent, is a master architect, an animal whose engineering prowess shapes entire landscapes and creates a winter sanctuary unlike any other. Months before the first frost, beaver families begin their meticulous preparations. Each member works with remarkable coordination, gathering branches, saplings, and mud from the surrounding forest and water's edge. The result is a lodge, a dome-shaped marvel constructed from hundreds of interwoven sticks and logs, all cemented together with layers of mud. This structure rises from the water, blending seamlessly into the frozen landscape. As winter descends, the outer mud layer freezes solid, transforming the lodge into a formidable fortress. Its walls, often more than half a meter thick, are nearly impenetrable to predators such as wolves or wolverines. Ingeniously, the beaver's lodge features underwater entrances. These hidden doorways, carved below the ice line, allow beavers to slip in and out undetected, even when the pond's surface is locked beneath thick ice. Inside, the lodge is divided into chambers. The main living area is raised above the waterline, kept dry and insulated by a dense mat of wood shavings and shredded bark. Here, the family rests, grooms, and raises its young. The walls themselves are a feat of natural engineering, alternating layers of wood and mud trap air, providing exceptional insulation against the biting cold. Even when the outside temperature plunges to -30 degrees Celsius, the interior remains just above freezing, warmed by the beaver's collective body heat and the insulating properties of their construction. This microclimate allows the beaver family to survive the harshest months in relative comfort, shielded from wind, snow, and predators. Unlike many mammals, beavers do not hibernate. Throughout winter, they remain active, moving between their lodge and the underwater world outside, even as blizzards rage above. Their dense, oily fur is another adaptation, providing waterproofing and additional insulation, crucial for survival in icy waters. The beaver's foresight is evident in every aspect of its life. Anticipating the freeze, they begin stockpiling food well before winter arrives. They construct an underwater food cache, a submerged pantry of branches and twigs anchored near the lodge, accessible only from below the ice. In autumn, beavers fell trees such as aspen, willow, and birch, selecting species with nutrient-rich bark. They drag these branches into the water, using their powerful jaws and dexterous forepaws. The branches are wedged into the pond bottom, forming a massive underwater larder. This cache can weigh several tons, enough to sustain the family through months of isolation. The food cache is a lifeline, ensuring a steady supply of bark and twigs when the world above is frozen and barren. Throughout winter, beavers swim beneath the ice to retrieve branches, bringing them back into the lodge to eat in safety. This underwater commute is made possible by their ability to hold their breath for up to 15 minutes and by their webbed hind feet, which propel them swiftly through the frigid water. All winter long, the beaver's world is hidden beneath the ice, a secret realm of tunnels, food stores, and family life, invisible to the outside world. Their underwater agility and breath-holding ability allow them to travel between lodge and cache with ease, even in total darkness. Inside, the family huddles together for warmth, grooming each other and maintaining the bonds that are vital for survival. The beaver's construction and survival strategies have a profound impact on their environment. By building dams and lodges, they create wetlands that support countless other species, improve water quality, and reduce erosion. The beaver's fortress of sticks is more than a shelter. It is a testament to ingenuity, resilience, and the transformative power of nature's engineers. In the heart of winter, the beaver not only survives but thrives, shaping the frozen wilderness for generations to come. In the heart of the Canadian winter, where temperatures can plummet to life-threatening lows, the survival of tiny birds like the black-capped chickadee seems nothing short of miraculous. Weighing scarcely more than a handful of coins, these birds are exposed to relentless cold, biting winds and scarce food. Yet, they have evolved a remarkable suite of adaptations that allow them to endure. Unlike many other songbirds, chickadees do not migrate south. Instead, they remain in the frozen forests, relying on their resilience and ingenuity. Their survival hinges on a combination of physiological, behavioral, and social strategies, each finely tuned to the demands of winter. One of the chickadee's most extraordinary adaptations is its memory. As autumn approaches, each bird meticulously hides thousands of seeds and insects in crevices throughout its territory. This behavior, known as caching, is supported by a seasonal change in the bird's brain. The hippocampus, responsible for spatial memory, actually increases in size during the fall, enabling the chickadee to recall the precise locations of its hidden food stores months later. This mental map is essential for survival, as the bird must retrieve its caches even when snow conceals the landscape. As night falls and temperatures drop, chickadees seek out natural shelters, tree cavities, abandoned woodpecker holes, or dense conifer branches to escape the worst of the cold. Here they employ a unique physiological tactic, nocturnal torpor. By lowering their body temperature by up to 10 degrees Celsius, they reduce their metabolic rate, conserving precious energy through the long, frigid night. This controlled hypothermia is a delicate balance. Too much, and the bird risks freezing. Too little, and it wastes vital energy reserves. To further insulate themselves, chickadees fluff their feathers, creating a thick layer of trapped air that acts as a barrier against the cold. This natural down jacket is critical for retaining body heat. When daylight returns, the race for survival resumes. Chickadees must feed almost constantly, consuming up to a quarter of their body weight in food each day to replenish the energy lost overnight. Their days are spent in near-constant motion, darting between branches, searching for hidden caches and gleaning whatever seeds or insects they can find. This relentless foraging is essential, as even a single day without enough food can be fatal in such extreme conditions. Chickadees are also opportunists, taking advantage of any available food source, from seeds left in cones to dormant insects hidden beneath bark. Social behavior plays a vital role in their survival. Chickadees often join mixed species flocks with nuthatches and woodpeckers, increasing their chances of finding food and reducing the risk of predation. In these flocks, many eyes scan for danger, and alarm calls are quickly shared, giving the group a better chance to evade hawks or shrikes. They also learn from one another, observing where others find food and sometimes following to new sources, a subtle but effective form of cooperation. While chickadees are specialists in endurance, other birds like the common raven have developed different strategies to master the winter. Ravens, members of the highly intelligent corvid family, rely on their problem-solving abilities and adaptability to survive. Unlike chickadees, ravens are opportunistic scavengers, feeding on a wide variety of foods, from carrion to seeds and even small mammals. Their keen eyesight allows them to spot food from great distances, and their intelligence helps them solve complex problems such as accessing food hidden beneath snow or ice. Ravens often shadow wolf packs or other predators, waiting patiently for a kill before swooping in to scavenge the remains. By cleaning up carcasses, ravens play a crucial ecological role, recycling nutrients and helping to maintain the balance of the winter ecosystem. While some animals brave the relentless Canadian winter above ground, contending with biting winds and scarce food, others, like the Richardson's ground squirrel, have evolved a remarkable strategy to escape the cold entirely. The Richardson's ground squirrel is a true master of hibernation, employing one of the most extreme survival tactics in the animal kingdom. For 7 to 8 months each year, it enters a profound state of torpor, a deep, death-like sleep that allows it to endure the harshest conditions. The journey toward this extraordinary slumber begins in late summer, when the ground squirrel's instincts drive it to prepare for the long winter ahead. It consumes vast quantities of seeds, grasses and roots, rapidly accumulating fat reserves. By the time autumn arrives, its body weight has increased by nearly 40%, the fat stored beneath its skin and around its vital organs. This fat is the sole energy source that will sustain the squirrel through months of inactivity, when it will neither eat nor drink. As the first frosts arrive, the ground squirrel retreats underground, vanishing into a complex network of burrows carved deep beneath the prairie. It excavates a special hibernation chamber, known as a hibernaculum, far below the surface, carefully selecting a site that will remain insulated from the bitter cold above. This chamber is typically located about 3 meters underground, a depth that ensures protection from freezing temperatures and predators alike. Here, below the frost line, the soil remains unfrozen, providing a stable microclimate where the temperature hovers just above 0 degrees Celsius, regardless of the blizzards raging above. This stable environment is crucial, as even a slight drop below freezing could be fatal during the months of torpor. Before entering hibernation, the ground squirrel meticulously seals the entrance to its burrow with soil and plant material, creating an airtight barrier that shields it from predators and insulates against temperature fluctuations. Within this secure, isolated chamber, the ground squirrel is ready to begin its extraordinary physiological transformation. While the world above is battered by snow and ice, the squirrel's burrow remains a sanctuary of stillness and relative warmth. As it curls into a tight ball, the ground squirrel's body initiates a cascade of changes that push the limits of mammalian endurance. Its core temperature drops from a normal 37 degrees Celsius to as low as 2 degrees, a dramatic plunge that would be lethal to most mammals. The heart, which can beat over 300 times per minute in summer, now slows to a mere 5 or 6 beats per minute. Breathing becomes so shallow and infrequent that minutes may pass between breaths, conserving every possible calorie. The animal's muscles relax and its body enters a state of near-complete stillness, with only the faintest signs of life detectable. Its metabolism plummets to less than 5% of its normal rate, drastically reducing the need for energy and oxygen. In this state of suspended animation, the ground squirrel's cells switch to a unique metabolic pathway, relying on stored fat and producing minimal waste. Yet this is not a continuous, unbroken sleep. Every 2 to 3 weeks, the ground squirrel's body initiates a controlled rewarming. During these brief arousals, its temperature and heart rate surge back to near normal, and the animal may shift position or groom itself. This periodic reactivation is thought to be essential for maintaining neural function, repairing cellular damage, and restoring immune defenses that are suppressed during torpor. Specialized proteins protect the squirrel's brain cells from freezing, while antioxidant systems counteract the buildup of metabolic waste. After a few hours, the animal's body cools once more, and it slips back into its deep, energy-saving torpor. This cycle of deep hibernation and brief arousal repeats throughout the winter, perfectly synchronized with the rhythms of the frozen landscape above. When the snow finally melts and the ground begins to thaw, the Richardson's ground squirrel emerges, lean but alive, ready to greet the new season, a testament to the extraordinary adaptations that make survival possible in the frozen heart of Canada. For millennia, Canada's wildlife has evolved remarkable adaptations to endure the harsh, predictable cold of winter. From the thick, insulating fur of the lynx to the vast migrations of caribou, each species has developed strategies finely tuned to the rhythms of snow and ice. But today, these ancient patterns are being disrupted by a host of new and complex threats, most notably the accelerating impacts of climate change. Winters are not only becoming shorter, but also increasingly unpredictable. Sudden thaws, erratic snowfalls, and shifting freeze-thaw cycles are creating conditions that wildlife have never encountered before. Unseasonable warmth can rouse hibernators like bears, ground squirrels, and even bats far too early, forcing them to expend vital energy reserves when food is still scarce. Amphibians, such as frogs, may emerge from frozen ponds, only to be caught by a sudden return of frost. For mothers and their young, these disruptions can be fatal. Cubs, kits, and calves depend on the precise timing of spring's arrival for survival, and any mismatch can lead to starvation or exposure. The very nature of snow is changing. Thinner, less stable snowpacks offer less insulation, exposing small mammals to deadly cold and predators. The structure of the snow, its depth, density, and layering, now fluctuates in ways that challenge even the most resilient species. For predators, these changes are profound. Arctic foxes and snowy owls rely on soft, deep snow to hunt for lemmings and voles beneath the surface. Wolves and martens depend on predictable snow cover to track and ambush prey. Increasingly frequent rain-on-snow events create hard, icy crusts that can block access to prey, cause injuries, and make travel treacherous. For some, like the caribou, these crusts can mean the difference between life and death during the long winter months. Small mammals that live beneath the snow, such as voles and shrews, are now more vulnerable. A thinner, less insulating snowpack leaves them exposed to freezing temperatures and hungry predators, disrupting the delicate balance of the sub-Nivean world. The entire winter ecosystem is being reshaped. Animals are forced to alter migration routes, change foraging patterns, and adapt to landscapes that no longer match the cues they have relied on for generations. New biological threats are also emerging. Warmer winters allow pests like the mountain pine beetle to survive and spread, devastating forests and altering habitats. Invasive species, both plant and animal, are moving northward, outcompeting native wildlife and changing the food web. In the far north, the loss of sea ice is a crisis for polar bears, seals, and whales. These animals depend on stable ice for hunting, breeding, and migration. As the ice vanishes, they are forced to travel farther, expend more energy, and face increased competition for dwindling resources. Even camouflage, a key survival strategy, is being undermined. Animals like the snowshoe hare and ptarmigan molt into white coats for winter, but with less snow, they stand out against the dark ground, making them easy targets for predators. In response, some species are beginning to adapt. Caribou are altering migration timings, wolves are expanding their hunting territories, and beavers are modifying dam-building behaviors to cope with unpredictable thaws. Yet, adaptation is a race against time, and not all species can keep pace with the rapid changes. These remarkable animals are not only icons of Canada's wild north, they are keystone species shaping entire ecosystems through their presence and behaviors. Their survival is intertwined with the health of the land itself. Each adaptation, each struggle is a testament to the resilience of life in the face of adversity. The future of Canada's wildlife depends on the preservation of these wild spaces and the stability of the climate that shapes them. As the challenges mount, the story of adaptation continues to unfold. Some species may thrive, others may decline, and new ecological relationships will emerge. The coming decades will test the limits of resilience and innovation in the animal kingdom. By deepening our understanding of these unique threats and the extraordinary ways wildlife strive to overcome them, we gain insight into the fragile balance of the northern wilderness and the urgent need to safeguard it for generations yet to come. In the shadowed heart of Canada's boreal forests, where snow muffles every sound and the cold air hangs heavy with silence, a master stalker moves unseen. The Canadian lynx, with its tufted ears and piercing yellow eyes, is perfectly evolved for winter's elusive hunt. Each step is a study in precision. The lynx's enormous, fur-covered paws act like natural snowshoes, distributing its weight so it glides over deep drifts without sinking. This silent movement is essential, for its prey, the snowshoe hare, is a creature of nerves and speed, capable of vanishing into the undergrowth at the slightest sound. The lynx's coat, thick and pale, blends seamlessly with the snowy landscape, providing near-invisible camouflage as it crouches low, ears swiveling to detect the faintest rustle beneath the trees. Unlike other predators that rely on long pursuits, the lynx is an ambush specialist. It chooses its ground carefully, often waiting motionless for hours near a well-worn hare trail, every muscle coiled and ready. When the moment comes, the lynx unleashes a burst of explosive speed, covering several meters in a single bound. Its retractable claws dig deep into the snow, providing traction, while its powerful hind legs propel it forward in near-silent leaps. The chase is brief, the outcome determined in seconds. A successful catch means survival through another frigid night. But winter is unforgiving, and the balance is always delicate. In lean years, when hare populations crash, the lynx's fate hangs in the balance. Adaptation is key. The lynx expands its range, sometimes traveling vast distances in search of food, and will even turn to alternative prey, grouse, voles, and squirrels. Though none provide the rich sustenance of the hare, through every challenge, the lynx's senses remain razor-sharp. Its vision pierces the twilight, and its hearing detects the faintest movement beneath the snow. In the deep quiet of winter, the lynx's pursuit is a testament to patience, stealth, and the relentless drive to survive. In this frozen world, the Canadian lynx is both ghost and hunter, an enduring symbol of wild adaptation, perfectly attuned to the silent rhythms of the northern winter. Across the vast, windswept tundra of northern Canada, a stirring spectacle unfolds every winter, one of nature's grandest migrations. The caribou, known elsewhere as reindeer, are relentless travelers, their herds numbering in the tens of thousands, each animal driven by instinct and the promise of survival. As the first true cold settles in, the caribou sense the call to move. Their destination, distant forests and sheltered valleys, where lichen hides beneath the snow and the winds offer some respite from biting cold. The journey spans hundreds, sometimes thousands of kilometers, an odyssey through some of the harshest conditions on Earth. Caribou are uniquely equipped for this epic trek, their hooves broad and sharp-edged, spread wide with every step, acting like snowshoes to keep them atop deep drifts. Each footfall is deliberate, minimizing energy loss and maximizing traction on ice-glazed ground. Their dense, hollow fur traps heat, creating a barrier against the relentless chill, while their large nasal passages warm the air before it fills their lungs. But the migration is fraught with peril. Blizzards sweep across the open land, reducing visibility to near nothing and forcing the herd to huddle close, drawing strength from numbers and warmth from body heat. Predators, wolves, and sometimes wolverines, shadow the herd, ever watchful for the weak or the young left behind. Frozen rivers must be crossed, often treacherous with thin ice, demanding caution and courage from every animal. Navigation is an art honed by generations. Caribou sense the subtle cues of the landscape, wind direction, snow texture, the scent of moss beneath the surface. Older females with years of memory lead the way, guiding the herd along traditional routes carved into their collective memory. When storms rage, they press on, trusting in instinct and unity. During the darkest days, when food is scarce, the caribou's metabolism slows. They paw through snow with practiced skill, uncovering the lichen that sustains them, an energy-rich lifeline in the frozen world. The calves, born in spring, now move with the herd, learning the rhythms of migration that will one day guide their own journeys. For the caribou, migration is not just movement, it is survival, a timeless dance with the seasons. Each step across the tundra is a testament to endurance, adaptation, and the unbreakable bonds of the herd. In the silent expanse of Canada's winter, the caribou's epic journey is a living thread, weaving life through the frozen wilderness, year after year. Far above the endless white, a solitary sentinel surveys the frozen expanse. This is the snowy owl's realm. Draped in immaculate white feathers flecked with charcoal, the snowy owl is both hunter and ghost, perfectly camouflaged against the wind-blown tundra of the Canadian north. As the sun dips low and the days grow short, the snowy owl enters a season of watchful endurance, relying on a suite of remarkable adaptations to survive. Unlike many birds that flee the cold, the snowy owl remains steadfast through the heart of winter. Its feathers, dense and layered even over its legs and toes, create a perfect shield against the biting wind. Keen yellow eyes, forward-facing and unblinking, pierce the dim twilight, detecting the faintest movement far below. Here, hunting is both art and necessity. The owl perches patiently atop snowdrifts, scanning for the subtle tracks of lemmings, voles, or an unwary ptarmigan. With a sudden, silent swoop, it glides low, wings barely brushing the snow, striking with talons sharp as ice. Each meal is precious, fueling the owl's relentless watch. Nesting is a challenge in this stark landscape. Rather than building elaborate shelters, the snowy owl seeks the highest mound or ridge, scraping a simple hollow in the snow. Here, the female will sit, fiercely protective, her body heat insulating the fragile eggs against the Arctic chill. Even in the depths of winter, she guards her nest, relying on the male to bring her food, their partnership a silent pact of survival. But the winter is not without peril. Prey becomes scarce as snow deepens and competition intensifies. Younger owls, less skilled in the hunt, may wander further south, searching for open fields or marshes where a meal might be found. Yet the greatest threat is the cold itself, relentless and unyielding. To conserve energy, the snowy owl remains motionless for hours, minimizing heat loss and waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Through patience, precision, and an unwavering will, the snowy owl endures, an emblem of resilience in an unforgiving world. In the silence of Canada's winter nights, its golden gaze and ghostly form remind us of the delicate balance that sustains life, even in the coldest places on Earth.